Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Charlene. Crime branch of Goa police has filed a closure report in the case of the 19-year-old girl whose body had washed ashore on Kalangut beach on August 13th last year. We have further investigated the case. We have recorded statements of more witnesses in the case but could not find anything. We have filed the closure report. Let the court decide, says a senior officer.
Now, the crime branch of Goa has filed a closure report in the case of the 19-year-old girl, Siddhi Naik, whose body was washed ashore on the Kalangut beach on the 13th of August last year. We have further investigated the case. We have recorded statements of more witnesses in this case, but couldn't find anything. We have filed a closure report. Let the court decide now, says a senior officer. Now, the highlights are: police have recorded statements of more than 40 witnesses in this case. After initial inquiry and ruling out foul play into the teenager's death, on December 28, 2021, Kalangut police had filed a case of a murder against unknown persons. Later, the case was transferred to the crime branch for further investigation. The post-mortem report had cited that this death was due to drowning and the cause of the death was drowning. Siddhi Naik's father, neighbors and several people across the state are demanding justice. The girl's body was discovered in a busy stretch of Kalangut beach and her belongings could not be traced anywhere. Family members demanded that a murder case be registered and investigate all along those lines. Further, this case was registered as a murder. The matter was also being discussed in the house. All said investigation is going on, but now it's something else. Herald TV will bring you more updates on this story soon. Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
A heart-wrenching incident was reported on Sirsai on Sunday when a 5-month-old baby was allegedly done to death by her parents using a wooden chakla balan, locally known as latni, at Chapelwado.
A heart-wrenching incident was reported in Sirsai on Sunday when a 5-month-old baby was allegedly beaten to death by her parents using a wooden balan, locally known as latni, at the Chapelwado. The Kolwa police have identified the deceased baby as 5-month-old Jia Gondlekar and have arrested her parents, 32-year-old Arminda Dara Fernandez and 42-year-old Sudan Gandolekar in this connection. According to the police, the incident came to light at around 3:30 in the morning when the baby's parent arrived at the Kolwale police station with the dead baby, which shocked the police. The Kolwale police team immediately rushed the baby to the North Goa District Hospital, where the doctors on duty declared her dead. Now, during the course of interrogation, both the parents kept changing their statement, which led the police to immediately apprehend them. According to sources, several bruises were found on the baby's body. Police team headed by DYSP Jeevba Dalvi along with PI Somand rushed to the spot. North Goa SP Shobit Saxena also visited the crime scene. Fingerprint experts were also pressed into service. Dalvi said Arminda Dora Fernandez and Sudan with their common intention killed the 5-year-old baby using the wooden item. Both have been placed under arrest in the connection. Kolwale police have registered an offence under section 302 Red with 34 IPC and section 8/2 of the Goa Children's Act 2003. Kolwale PI Somand is conducting further investigation. Now, the highlights of this case are that the couple was staying in the rented house in Sirsai. During the incident, the 5-year-old daughter was at the relative's house. Sudan is a coconut plucker by profession and Arminda is a housewife. Prakash Gadekar for Herald TV.
Tourism trades may have enjoyed satisfactory business over the last 8 to 9 months with a steady rise in footfalls, but the extended weekend beginning with the Raksha Bandhan holiday has proved to be a bonanza. For the long weekend lasting till Independence Day on Monday, hotels across levels have clocked close to 100% occupancy, accompanied by a complimentary over 20% rise in tariff, with Goa emerging as the topmost leisure destination among domestic tourists.
Okay, so with regards to this long weekend, we have seen that Goa has seen a sudden spike in the number of tourists that have come by road, air. So, what do you have to say on that? How it has boosted the tourism industry post COVID now with this a long weekend, especially tourists coming from the North Bombay, I mean from the North India, then Bombay, the South India as well, and all parts of the country.
First of all, happy Independence Day to all your viewers from Travel and Tourism Association of Goa. In fact, it is a welcoming step that tourists are back flocking into Goa. Uh,
Hmm.
Being a long weekend, there are more tourists into Goa. Uh, Added to that, there is a Parsi New Year which is there on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. That's tomorrow. So I think this
Hmm.
extended long weekend, so we can expect more tourists from Maharashtra and Mumbai side. And I
Hmm.
think after post-COVID, uh, tourism had picked up into Goa, and this is a
Hmm.
added what you call advantage to Goa
Hmm.
with tourists making Goa as the main destination. Now, if you
Hmm.
compare with any other destination in India,
Hmm.
Goa is always been preferred in monsoon tourism into Goa,
Correct.
and added to that, there are challenges, different challenges in different states of Goa, and Goa is fully open for tourists in monsoon over the years. And
Hmm.
with the weekend around, all as you said, flights, train, buses, all are coming chock block into Goa, and people are coming by roads also into Goa.
Hmm. Correct. Okay. So what do you have to say on the rise of like there are several now cases. The normal ticket to Bombay to Goa would a round trip would cost you about 6 to 7 thousand. Minimum six, five, 4 to 5 thousand. But now on this weekend, the tickets have shot. I mean, shot up to much more than 10,000. The prices of tickets have gone up. Then the price of hotels have gone up. There's inflation in the accommodation, travels, and also in the restaurants. So what do you have to say on that?
See, basically, if you go to see over the last 4 5 months, because of fuel
Hmm.
charges going up, the airfare
Hmm.
has gone up, and for
Yes.
weekends the prices has always been quite high if you see compare for last few months, and this
Hmm.
is no exceptional. Now, all
Hmm.
airline they operate on demand and supply thing, so they sell their
Correct.
they suppose if it is 100 seats, for example, 20 they
Hmm.
sell at X, 20 another 20 on X plus one. So accordingly, you can get
Correct.
the cheapest airfare say for 2,500 or 3,000, and then as
Yes.
flight goes full, the prices goes up. So I think this is a demand and supply situation. Similarly, hotels also, they also
Hmm.
sell. If you book in advance, you will get at very good price. And near the date, as
Hmm.
hotel gets full, the prices goes up. Now, this
Correct.
has been the way market is operating, and these are market forces which derives the pricing as far as your airline is concerned, airfares are concerned, and as far as hotel bookings are concerned. But even there are
Hmm.
hotels which are reasonably priced, which are also available into Goa. So basically, it
Yes.
is where tourists want to stay. Accordingly, price has been derived, and if we cannot deny fact that there has been inflation because of the fuel prices going up, and with fuel prices going up, the airline price also goes up because, as you are aware, 40% of the cost, 35 to 40% of the airfare cost is a fuel cost.
While people enjoyed and relaxed on the long weekend, noise pollution on account of loud, nerve-wracking music played unabated during the weekend continues to cause great trauma, harassment and disturbance to the residents of Anjuna and nearby coastal areas.
While people enjoyed and relaxed on the long weekend, noise pollution on the account of loud, nerve wracking music played during this weekend continues to cause great trauma, harassment, and disturbance to residents of Anjuna and nearby areas. Now, the locals have alleged that despite off season rave parties and several other night parties are organized from Friday to Saturday until Sunday morning and afternoon, which continued next morning. They further complained that there were no checks on the noise pollution caused by them. Now, as per the High Court orders, the police are supposed to patrol the areas and curb such activities. However, the police have turned a blind eye. The guidelines state that any function or party where loud music is played should wind up by 10 in the night. However, the organizers of such parties flaunt these guidelines and continue playing loud music crossing 89 decibels till the wee hours, the residents claim. It is pertinent to the note that Chief Minister is also on record stating that most calls with regards to complaints against loud music parties are hoax. The locals claim that when the police team reaches the spot, they find nothing, but the ground reality is that the organizers are informed well in advance about the arrival of the police. They said that the police, who are supposed to curb the menace, support the same and by not initiating any action. Locals said that they complained to the police informing about such parties. The cops says no such incidents are reported. Now here is what some locals have to say. CM should personally come and visit and check the status of loud music played at the night. Calling the calls hoax is not acceptable. Loud music parties organized during the last weekend continued till next morning, but police did not take any action since these parties continue to be their extra source of income. A resident of Anjuna and social activist Ravi Harmalkar said. Now Desmond Alvarez, an Asagaon resident who is a former member of the Noise Pollution Monitoring Committee, said, I can hear the loud music even when my house is located almost 4 kilometers away from where the clubs and restaurants are located. Parties which played loud music on Friday, Saturday continued till next morning. Around 4 to 5 parties were played and playing very loud music and continued playing till next day 9:30 in the morning. However, when contacted the PI, he said, the parties organized during the weekend played music with limited volume and got over by 10 in the night. We did not receive any complaint of the parties playing loud music, said Anjuna PI Prashal Desai. The Goa police is against illegal, unsanctioned, and secretly held events. If the event details are not being revealed, then Tramphia says as they are bad intentions and we won't allow such suspicious party to happen in Goa. In addition to that, any permitted music party has to stop by 10 p.m. sharp. No one can take law in their hand and we will not allow it to happen. We are constantly monitoring the social media to track down on such parties in the coastal belt, DGP Jaspal Singh said. A story by Ashmita Polji for Herald TV.
As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, many politicians and citizens in the state commemorated the 75th anniversary of India's independence by organizing various activities such as motorcycle rallies, etc., to showcase their love for the country. However, many riders, including politicians in the state who participated in these rallies, were seen floating traffic rules by not wearing helmets. Coordinator of Goa CAN, Roland Martin, spoke to Herald TV on the importance of observing road safety protocols when ministers, MLAs and other political leaders undertake motorcycle rallies. Riders must wear ISI mark helmets, said Martins.
Many politicians in the state were seen flouting traffic safety rules by not wearing helmets while participating in Independence Day rallies. Coordinator of Goa CAN, Roland Martin, spoke to Herald TV on the importance of observing road safety protocols when ministers, MLAs and other political leaders undertake motorcycle rallies.
Goa CAN has been receiving from yesterday messages, videos showing motorcycle rallies being undertaken by MLAs and ministers, wherein the riders have been shown without wearing ISI mark helmets. This is a very serious issue as far as road safety is concerned. Many students, young people, youth are watching this on cable TV, on their mobile phones, and it's a message that is not good for road safety. Earlier, we had seen the similar situation with VVIP vehicles with their drivers and co-drivers not wearing seat belts. Goa CAN at that time had taken up the matter with the Director of Transport, Mr. Arun Desai, and subsequently a letter was issued to the General Administration Department asking them to be focused that all the drivers of government vehicles be wearing their seat belts. We have seen the compliance taking place subsequently. Goa Can has now decided to write to the Superintendent of Police Traffic to issue an advisory to not only MLAs, ministers, ZP members, members of parliament, sarpanches, whenever they take out victory rallies or whatever be the occasion, and the use of motorcycles have been in the rallies, then it must be made compulsory that the riders wear their helmets. This is the best way we can set a precedent and send a strong message, set an example that road safety is being practiced by those in leadership positions in the political establishment.
Clinton D'Souza for Herald TV.
Independence Day invokes a sense of pride and honor among the countrymen. Our freedom fighters, with their hard work and sacrifice, endured numerous sufferings to safeguard the socio-cultural ethos of our motherland. Today, 15th August, the entire country unitedly celebrated the 76th Independence Day. Watch.
स्वयंपूर्ण गोय ह्या योजनेच्या अंतर्गत सरकारात वेगवेगळे कार्यक्रम सरकार तुमच्या दारी असतले. स्वयंपूर्ण युवा असतलो, स्वयंपूर्ण महिला असतलो, नॅशनल युथ पार्लमेंट, नॅशनल भारत माता की भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय. जय जन मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता.
Today in our special series of Street Voices, Team Herald TV met several Goans to know their thoughts about India on the 75th anniversary of independence. Watch this special series of Street Voices today.
नमस्कार, हांव महादेव गांवकार. तुमकां सगळ्यांक स्वातंत्र्य दिसाची परबी. आयज आमचो भारत देश स्वतंत्र जाल्ल्याक 75 वर्सां पुराय जाता. त्याच निमतान गेले 3 दीस आमचो भारत देश तिरंगामय जावन गेला. हो दीस म्हळ्यार आमच्या खातीर उमेदीचो, खुशयेचो दीस. हर घर तिरंगा म्हणटनाच आमी घराघरात तिरंगा उबयलो. तसोच तो मना काळजात उबोवन हर दिल तिरंगा करिया शासना खातीर. फाल्यां जर तुमकां तिरंगा रस्त्यार पडिल्लो दिश्टी पडत जाल्यार ताचो फोटो काडून व्हायरल करच्या परस तो उखलून तांचो मान राखात. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
नमस्कार गोंयकारांनो, माझे नाव प्रशांत नायक. भारत स्वतंत्र जाल्यार 75 वर्सां जालीं. तशेंच गोंयकारांक हार्दिक शुभेच्छा 15 ऑगस्टाच्या. तशेंच आमी सगळे जाण एकी रावया आनी फुडें कामां करुया. जात पात धर्म हे सगळे सायडीन दवरून जेन्ना आमी एकवट जातले तेन्ना आमची कामां जातली. जाल्यार आमी जाती धरल्यो, जो जात पात हे सगळे धरून जर रावले जाल्यार आमचें कांयच जावचें ना. सो आमचें गोंय फाटीं उरतलें जाल्यार गोंय आमचें जर फुडें व्हरतलें जाल्यार आमी जात पात धर्म हे जे आसा सगळे सायडीन दवरून आमी फुडें वयतले, तेन्नाच आमचें गोंय खंय तरी फुडें पावतलें. सो हांव इतकेंच सांगूंक सोदतां की तुमकां सगळ्यांक देव बरें करून ही 2 उतरां आयकल्या.
Rail Vikas Nigam Limited senior personnel who descended to a very festive Velsav and trespassed into private properties while people were celebrating the feast of the Assumption of Our Lady and the Independence Day were chased away by members of the Goinso Ekwot and the locals. Provocative actions by RVNL will not be tolerated by the villagers who have vowed to protect their ancestral land against coal transportation along the coastal belt and towards the hinterland in the east of Goa.
Rail Vikas Nigam Limited senior personnel who descended into a very festive Velsav were chased away by members of Goinso Ekwot and the locals. The locals were celebrating the feast of the Assumption of Our Lady and the Independence Day. The villagers who have vowed to protect their ancestral land will not tolerate any such actions by the RVNL. The recent Panchayat election results have shown how the locals have vented their anger through the ballot and elected members of Goinso Ekwot and its allied organizations. Despite this, an insensitive administration is pushing forward a destructive project in an area where the local economy is dependent on tourism, coconut farming, paddy farming, and fishing, all of which will cease to exist along with the thickly populated heritage areas.
Asking you a question. Like this, it will. You all don't have an answer. Wait. Hold on.
Wait. No, ask. बताओ ना. Don't run away.
Don't run away.
बोलो. तुम कितना टाइम समझेगा? आओ बाहर आ जाओ. Please.
Whose property is that? You all got anything
क्यों आया तुम?
to show that?
आज हॉलिडे क्यों आया?
बोले वाला holidays you all come.
तुम मालूम है प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना? फिर क्यों आए तुम?
Shit, man, you know very well. And the property belong. I'll give you a document that says it's my property. What maintenance?
It is nothing to do with the maintenance. We are aware
I should
about
have
it.
brought my jeep and blocked you all.
So you all tell me.
Why you came today? Today's a holiday. Why you came today? Why you come on a holiday, man?
किसके लिए आया? बताओ ना.
Why you all come? Why you all come? Why you all come? Why you all come? I showed you the document. 18 this. That it is my property. Why you all come? Then you all came to our property. Then why you all come? You come. Why you all come? Why you hiding? Why you hiding? You tell why you all come.
मुँह नहीं है.
ये लोग को मालूम है लफड़ा क्या है, फिर भी आते हैं लोग. वो भी ऑफ डे का दिन.
Why you all come? You can call your police. You tell me why you all
I am
come.
responsible for this. You all will not step in over here. Even if you all are given the contract.
My house also. What? No.
किसके लिए? तुमको शर्म मतलब मालूम है शर्म क्या होता है? कितना टाइम आया? अब लोग
Why you all come on a holiday? किसके लिए?
नहीं सब
पेपर बाधा हो
पेपर दिखाओ ना. पेपर दिखाओ.
समझे ना.
किसी का
गाड़ी चालू करने का
प्रॉब्लम कुछ नहीं.
What is wrong? What is गया था?
Always they come, and especially this man.
वो इधर रहना जो मारने का आया.
Chief Minister Pramod Sawant on Monday informed that the mining industry will not be left behind. He stated that the government will resume mining activities in the state through the means of auction in the next 4 to 5 months. CM Sawant informed that the Mopa airport will be completed in October and will be inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He also said that the National Games will be held in Goa in 2023. Chief Minister Pramod Sawant stated that mining activities would resume in the state within 4 to 6 months. He also said that the Mopa airport would be completed in October.
संस्थेच्या मार्फत करतले वेगवेगळे थळावे डिपार्टमेंट फुडें व्हरता आसतना मायनिंग क्षेत्रातूय आमी कमी पडचे ना. मायनिंगाचे बेगोबेग ऑक्शन करून परत एकदा जे मायनिंग चालू करपाचें काम सरकारान हातान घेतला आणि म्हाका खात्री आसा विधानसभेत हांवें उतर दिल्ल्या प्रमाणे फुडल्या 4 ते 6 म्हयन्या भितर मायनिंग हे सुस्थितीत हाडपाचें काम आमच्या सरकाराच्या मार्फत करतले. प्रकल्प पुराय जाता, मोपा एअरपोर्ट पुराय जाता, पण मोपाक जोडपी कनेक्टिव्हिटी जो आसा ही आमी CPWD केंद्र सरकाराच्या सहकार्यात जवळपास होय प्रकल्प येता ते ऑक्टोबर 2023 पर्यंत आमी पुराय करपाचे आसा. आमकां मोपा इंटरनॅशनल एअरपोर्ट हांगासर थोडोसो जरी उशीर जालो आसत येता ते ऑक्टोबर म्हयन्यापर्यंत भौमानीसपण पंतप्रधान नरेंद्र मोदीजींच्या हस्ते ह्याय प्रकल्पाचे उक्तावरण जावपाचें आसा. स्पोर्ट्स आणि यूथ अफेअर्स ह्या मळाचेर आमी वेगवेगळे इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर जे नॅशनल गेम्सा खातीर रेडी केल्ले ते नॅशनल गेम्स येता त्या 2023 करपाचो संकल्प ऑलिंपिक हेच्या बरोबर आमी केला. खेलो इंडिया स्टेट सेंटर ऑफ एक्सिलन्स ह्या योजनेच्या अंतर्गत कांपाल क्रीडा संकल्प सेंटर ऑफ एक्सिलन्स हाजोय दर्जो मेळ्ळा ही गोंयकारां खातीर अभिमानाची गजाल आसा. आमी वेगवेगळ्या स्पोर्ट्स फॅसिलिटीज वेगवेगळ्या तालुक्यांनी आमी इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेव्हलप करपाक शकले. खेळा मळाचेर अशाच पद्धतीचे सरकाराचे कार्य हे तोखणाय करी सारखे आसा.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
One person died and 2 others were injured after a car crashed into a trailer truck near Sanjivani sugar factory at Usgaon in Darbandora on Sunday. The traffic on the Goa-Karnataka highway was halted for at least 2 hours.
One person died and 2 others were injured after a car crashed into a truck near the Sanjivani sugar factory at Usgaon in Darbandora on Sunday late evening. The traffic on the Goa-Karnataka highway was halted for at least 2 to 3 hours. While Yash Naik, 18-year-old, died, Shivani Rao and the driver, Dataraj Kaude, sustained grievous injuries and were shifted to the GMC, the police said. The car was proceeding towards this and the truck was moving in the opposite direction towards Molly. After hitting the truck, the car driver lost control of the vehicle and rammed into the roadside tree. Later, the container of the truck fell on a side of the truck, the police said, adding that the Ponda fire and emergency staff rescued the trapped occupants. Ponda PI Vijay Kumar Chodankar said, truck driver Kakra Kauda and cleaner Devraj N were also shifted to the hospital. It is Sanjay Naik for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.